You turkey?
Yeah.
Goose eggs.
Yeah, because
and look out, we got this terrifying chicken over here.
Okay.
So we're just filming some kids today.
Yep. Jill
And the
is
nanny
the brown
goat.
and white one, and Jack is the brown one, and that's Georgie girl, and she really wants you to pet her. When she sticks her nose through there,
Yeah.
she really wants some loving.
I can't reach her though.
Georgie, come here, Mama's girl.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't realize the top was that low.
Yeah, it is. There's Pipe, but something tried to get him the other day.
His name is Freebird?
Yeah, because he never goes in the cage.
Here's another little joke for you. Guys sailing around the world in a sailboat. Freak wave comes up out of the middle of nowhere. Bam! Busts the boat all to crap. It breaks, comes apart, and sinks like a rock. So he's out there and he's treading water. He's thinking, oh man, I'm going to drown pretty soon if something don't happen. And this helicopter comes along. And they're there, and they throw a line down to him, and he goes, no, that's okay. He says, I got faith in God. Something will come along. I don't need to climb up your ladder. Thank you. He says, just go ahead. And they're like, come on, get on up. And they're like, no, he says, I got faith in God. So they're like, all right. They pull the thing up and they fly off. Meanwhile, another boat happens to sail by. Hey, man, what are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere? Here. They throw a life raft out to him. Jump on. No, I got faith in God. God will send something to help me. Never mind. He says, I got faith. You know, he'll take care of me. All right. They pull the boat up. God bless you. And off they go. And later on, there's another cruise boat that goes by, a big ship. You're like, come on, man. Get on the board. You know, like, they send out one of the dinghies out after him, and they're circling around. He goes, no, I got faith. He says, don't worry about it. He says, God will take care of me. Suicide pact. All right, see you later. And they drive off. He's out there treading water. He's like looking up in the air. He's like, I can't tread water anymore. And he goes down and he drowns. Just watches the bubbles go up to the surface. He drowns. And so he gets up there to heaven, and he's sitting there looking at St. Peter at the gate, and he goes, what happened? He says, I had faith in you. He says, and I was out there treading water. He says, I had all the faith in the world in you. He says, you didn't do anything to help me. He goes, what are you talking about? We sent a helicopter, a sailboat, and a freaking cruise ship. What else you want? The white silkies?
These are white silkies, and those brown ones you see out there are my brown silkies. I have two.
All the little chicks just disappeared behind them.
Yeah. Come here, baby. Come here. One's coming up the side here. Here he comes.
Oh, here's one.
If you get too close,
It's a
he'll
sneaky
run.
bird.
He'll run.
Hanging out with turkeys.
Yeah, and chickens and ducks and silkies and what. You just gotta
That is so cool.
give them praise. Hi, here, Mia.
So this is what they look like before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, he's not. He'll never be a Thanksgiving.
Now he's a pet.
He is a pet.
That is so cool.
Henrietta, what you doing, baby girl?
I see turkeys at different places, but not showing off like he's doing.
He shows off for me. I just gotta tell him how handsome he is.
He's strutting. A blue-eyed goat.
I let her suck on my fingers, and she kind of sucked too hard yesterday. Yeah, she's got teeth.
But a blue-eyed goat. You don't see that often.
I know you don't.
Usually they're like this one.
Hello, my love. Hi,
blue eyes.
God, that's Mama's girl, and she's pregnant again. So, yeah, so Billy is...
Yeah, these bikers are all coming down from New York, going to Texas for some stuff out there and watch some good rodeos and all this. But they decided to bike down, and they said, well, hey, on the way down, just swing by New Orleans. You know, the cuisine alone is worth it. We got to go to New Orleans. I want to try some of this gumbo they have there, and the scampi that they have that's made out of crawdads, or mud bugs as they call them. So anyway, the bikers are all coming down. They're heading to Texas, and they swing into New Orleans. And they say, hey, while we're here, just check out these brothels. So they go there, and all the guys are picking up all the different girls, beautiful women, you know, dressed up in the traditional dresses and all. And the head biker walks up and goes, I want you. Looks right at the madam of the whole place. And she goes, I'm much more expensive than my girls. She says, you can have any of them. She says, I'm $500 a night. And he goes, you're the one. You get the curves all in the right place. So they go upstairs. They have a really good time. They're having a ball. And then the next day they go back out. And then they all decided, well, we're going to hang out in New Orleans a little bit. We're going to go to Bourbon Street. And if you're ever in New Orleans, go to Bourbon Street. Lifetime of memories. Especially when you get released the next day out of jail. But anyway, yeah, they go back to the brothel later on that night. They stayed another night. And all the guys picking up the girls, he goes up to the madam again. He goes, $500 for you, honey. And she goes, all right. She says, I was starting to like you. He goes, I like you too. So they go back in there, and he has fun with her all night long. The next morning, gives her the $500, you know, for the next night, and takes off. So they hung around there again, and they decided, well, we're going to go back and do one more night at the brothel before we go to Texas. So they all go to the brothel again. And he goes right to the madam, and she goes, I know. She says, I was waiting, hoping you'd come by. So they go upstairs, and they're having a good time. The next morning, he's getting dressed again. And she goes, I'm starting to like you. She goes, where are you from? He goes, oh, we're all from Texas. I mean, we're going to Texas. We're all from New York. And she goes, oh, I got a brother up there in New York. And he goes, I know. He gave me $1,500 to give you. Yeah, they need like a country rap, bluegrass song, kind of try to make everybody happy all at once, and sitting there driving down the road with music blasting, smacking of the JJs every day. All them girls are after my day. These two friends are out on the beach, and the one guy's saying, hey, Jake, what do you do to get all the girls to be looking at you? And he goes, hey, I just use this potato. You put it in your pants and the girls can't resist it. So he says, you want to borrow it? He says, yeah, I'll take it. He says, thanks. And he goes, here you go, Ollie. So Ollie goes out, and he's out there with the potato for a while. And he comes back and he goes, did you get any girls? He goes, no, but a lot of them looked at me a lot. I couldn't get them to come over and talk to me. He says, they were looking at you though? He goes, oh yes, they were looking and laughing, and they were pointing, you know, giggly. But they wouldn't come over and talk to me. And he says, well, let me see what you did. And he looks at Ole's pants, and he goes, oh, Ole, you got to put the potato in the front. Oh, yes, it's a terrifying rabbit. Yes, go running for your life.
Oh, these are all my babies. Yesterday.
So this is the good rabbit.
Yeah, that's White Cloud. He's a sweetheart. He's Mama's little boy. He's Mama's little boy.
Yeah, here's another joke for you. These bikers are coming over this big bridge. And as they're going right across the middle of it, there's this beautiful woman standing on the edge of the bridge, right on the railing. Head biker's like, whoa. So they all stop. And he gets off and he goes, what's the matter, honey? And, big bearded biker, covered in tattoos, kind of biker makes a biker proud. And she turns around and she goes, I'm tired of life. I can't take it anymore. She says, I've had so many problems at home and everything. And says, I just can't take it anymore. And he goes, well, honey, as beautiful as you are, before you just waste yourself, can I have one good kiss off of you? The girl says, okay. So she goes over, grabs the back of his head, latches onto him, gives the guy the best French kiss he's ever had. I mean, she bites the bottom of his lip just so, and knows how to flick her tongue on the edge of his mouth and all. Everything's perfect. Guy gets back, he's like taken by it. He's like, wow, I've never had a kiss like that in my life. He says, what a waste. How can you waste yourself like that? How can you just jump off a bridge and kill yourself? And he goes, well, my father don't like me dressing up like a woman. A head mother calls the two nuns in. She goes, well, that two couples upstairs, they found homes, so we're going to have you repaint them. And then we got another couple of people that's going to come in as homeless, and they need help. So we want you to paint those two rooms before you go much further today. And she goes, and do not get any paint on those clothes of yours today, because I just got these outfits in, and they're brand new. Don't mess them up. Okay? So they go up there, and they start painting the room. And they're trying to be careful not to get any of the white paint on their black outfits. And they're like, She goes, you know what? We shower and stuff in the main shower and all. Let's just go ahead, take these clothes off. We'll put them underneath a plastic tarp, and we'll just lock the door, and we'll paint. And then if we get anything on us, it's just on our skin. It's not on our clothes. The other goes, okay. So they take their clothes off, and now they're in there painting in the nude. Two nuns in the nude. Kind of a fantasy thing. But anyway, they're painting the room and getting things done pretty well, keeping their clothes nice and clean underneath the tarp. So they hear a knock on the door. And they're like, who is it? And you hear a voice on the other side go, a man's voice. It's the blind man. I thought, well, he's blind. He can't see anything. So they open the door and say, yes, what do you need? And he goes, man, those are beautiful tits. He says, where do you want these blinds hung up?